Hey there, Leo. Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so today we've got a new tarot deck for... one's already jumping out. Alright, so we've got the Nine of Cups. No, I'm sorry. The Seven of Cups. And what we're going to do today for you is called the Apple Pie Reading. So it's basically, it is the Supernatural deck from the TV show Supernatural. And basically they have this, let me see. Where'd my book go? There it is. The Supernatural deck. Alright, so I went ahead and put my angel eyes on and my rainbow hair. So let's take a look here. We've got the Seven of Cups for your first, that's your present situation. And then for your apple pie, which is basically it's about how you feel about what your goals and your dreams are. So Sam and Dean often fight about, you know, what, like Dean would get really mad at Sam because he really wanted that apple pie life where, you know, he had the white picket fence and just happy-go-lucky family life with the kids and the wife and just monotonous work over every day over the lifestyle that they'd been living, running on the road. I'm sorry, y'all. My allergies are just destroying me, okay? So, just bear with me. If I didn't have this filter on, you could see how very red my face is from coughing, and, you know, I might be coming down with a little bit of an allergy to cats, and I've got a couple too many cats, so. So, anywho, on your apple pie lifestyle, it's basically whatever it is that your goals are in life, and it can be difficult to come, you know, really to achieve all of your goals, but as long as you keep pressing forward, I feel like you will get what you're looking for. Alright, so let's pull another card. Now this is the obstacle that's holding you back from your piece of pie, from your happy, happy life. And I have to be honest, I really love this deck and all of the cards that are associated with these different archetypes. With it being real characters, I feel like it really has a lot more meaning behind it. If you watch Supernatural, you'll love this. Okay, so for the obstacle that is in your way or holding you back, we've got the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I'm sorry, the Nine of Cups reversed. So you got a lot of cups here. This is a water sign in your life. There must be some type of water sign in your life that's affecting you. Okay, and your final card is the Moon card reversed, which this is the Archangel Gabriel, which, you know, a lot of these tarot cards are based on angels, and not only angels, but fallen angels, such as the Devil and other cards of that nature, the Hierophant, and they are based on other elemental creatures, okay? So let's take a look here. So for your first card, we've got the Seven of pentacles, or I'm sorry, they call them pentagrams in this one. And the pentagram is the symbol for protection. In case you are not aware of what the pentagram means, it's protection. If it's faced this way, it's a little less protection and more of a symbol of certain religious sects. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Seven of Cups. And like I said before, cups are associated with water signs. And this particular deck calls them goblets, so I love that. Okay. The Moon is your final action. Okay, so instead of having a final outcome, they have the action card. In other words, what you're going to have to do in order to get what you want. And this is like the biggest manipulator in the entire deck. So, I don't know if that's very good advice coming from me. I don't know if I'm going to encourage you to manipulate anyone. Now, if someone is manipulating you, then I feel like they're bringing it on. So, you know, that's a little bit different. If you're being manipulated, then you may have to be manipulative. So, that's just part of life, you know? That's part of the karma. Seven of Goblets. Alright, this one's upright. It says the Seven of Goblets advises you to keep grounded perspective when faced. Keep a grounded perspective when faced with multiple opportunities or choices. Okay? So, the grand vision and goals are great, but be careful not to get so caught up in your dreams and fantasies that you end up getting yourself into trouble. Now is the time to focus on one thing. Choose wisely. Okay, Leo, so be careful. Whenever you're on your extravaganza, not to get carried away. So, not that you ever would. My sweet Leo lions never would, right? Okay. So, let's take a quick look at the Bones card we've got next, which is Nine of Bones, which would be Nine of Wands in a typical deck. The Nine of Wands, or Bones. Alrighty. Okay, and it's reversed. Alright, so I'm going to read the upright first, just in case you're not familiar with Supernatural, so you'll have an idea what this Archangel is all about. So, but this does not apply to you. This is just for basic background information on this card. The Archangel Raphael fiercely fights to become the new ruler of heaven after Michael's defeat. A traditionalist, he sees this position as his right, alright? And the Nine of Bones advises you to defend and protect what's yours. Don't let others come between you and your goals. It's time to get clear on your boundaries and stick to them. Alright, so, but this is just like the basis of the card. Your card is reversed. So, for my advice to you, it says, the Nine of Bones reversed suggests that you're feeling unsupported and heavily burdened. With Michael and Lucifer trapped in the cage, it's left to Raphael to free them and get their apocalyptic plans back on track. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by responsibilities, reevaluate them and prioritize the ones that are truly the most important to you. Alright, so that's pretty clear actually, you know, if you are allowing yourself to get off track, then just make sure that you get yourself back on track real quick. And let me see. So the wands are associated with the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. So you might have a Sagittarius in your life who's put in this type of situation on you, okay? Or, trying to, maybe they're pushing you in the right direction. I don't know. So for your Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups reversed, let's take a look and see. So typically the Nine of Cups is basically that you've refined your table, but you must be struggling with something because it's reversed. So let's take a look and see what the Supernatural deck has to say about the Nine of Cups. Alright, Nine of Goblets. The Nine of Goblets represents a deep emotional fulfillment. When it's reversed, the Nine of Goblets tarot card indicates dissatisfaction, a lack of fulfillment. And the Nine of Goblets reverse reminds you that some things just aren't meant to be. Have you been wishing hard for something only to have your dreams not come to fruition? Alright, so I don't know what you could be wanting that you don't already have. If you have the Nine of Cups, then typically you have everything physically that you want. Usually this means that your cups are overflowing. The only thing that's missing in this particular picture, okay, so in the traditional card, it shows a man and a woman, and they're frolicking in a field with their kids. And the cups are in the sky, and they're levitating. So they're so happy. They're levitating. And I feel like, whenever you're truly happy, you have a fulfilled love life, a partner that respects you, and, a partner that will bend over backwards for you and do anything to help you. What you need is that connection. And sometimes it can be that you have a child, you want to have a child, you haven't had a child, or it can be maybe you want another child, like a boy or a girl if you already had one child, or just something that's emotional, a fulfillment that money can't buy. There are some things, it's really sad to know that there's a lot of extremely wealthy people out there who are still very sad and depressed. They might go for their big goals and their dreams based on, what their parents wanted for them, and then whenever they finally get their big 10 of cups, they realize that having everything isn't really making them happy, it's only made them miserable. So, this can mean that they're just workaholics. It can mean that they love their job and they just don't have enough time for family life. And it can mean any number of things, but there's just some type of emotional need that you're missing out on. All right. So I personally, I feel like when I got this card, I felt like, I really want a child in this world, and I'm just not having it. So, I started meditating and doing all kinds of things to try to cleanse my mind of negative thoughts, bring away, stress in your life. Stress can cause seizures. It can cause you to, put undue pain in your heart. So you definitely don't want that in a healthy relationship. And so whatever it is that's holding you back, just know that it's right there. It's right around the corner. So let's see what the moon card. This is what you have to do. This is the action that you need to take. Okay, so I'm really, really freaking out because the moon card, in the tarot, typical tarot deck, it's a pretty good card. But this particular card is based on this character, which is Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel. Okay, the moon, reversed. So I'm going to give you a little info on this character in case you don't watch Supernatural. Gabriel is the Archangel, and he's the ultimate trickster, a master of illusion. The moon represents deception, hidden agendas, and the idea that nothing is ever what it seems. The moon reversed represents worry, paranoia, fear. But these feelings are these feelings based in reality? Or are you letting anxiety get the better of you? Take a deep breath. As a matter of fact, take 3 deep breaths, okay? And watch out, because you don't want to become jaded. A lot of people that I've seen on drugs or just in really, really complicated times in their life after dealing with death or abuse, they become jaded. They allow this, I like to call it the broken fork. I like to call it the broken fork because, and I don't know if you've ever been so poor that you had to work with a broken fork. And then finally you throw it away and you're just not going to deal with this broken fork anymore, and you start eating all your food with a spoon. Well, then finally, whenever your situation's leveled out, I don't know if you lost everything, or you had a hurricane, your house burned down, whatever happened to you, that you got stuck with this broken fork. And, you just get in a habit of being okay with that. Like cooking with the wrong pot, because that's the only pot that you had for this long period of time. And then you go to your family's house and take out the wrong pot and be cooking with it, and they look at you like you're a total nut. Now, I went without for a long time after Hurricane Katrina. And I know this broken fork syndrome, but this basically says not to let these anxieties take over you. Don't let it become normal to you. So just because you had to eat with a spoon for a month or a long period of time, longer than you should have, okay? Then, just because you have a fork now, you're used to eating your pork chops with a spoon, doesn't mean that you should still do that. Break those bad habits. If it's drugs, if it's addiction, if it's just unhealthy, repetitive patterns, you got to get rid of those and banish them out of your life like the trash they are, okay? And these are feelings that are based in reality, or are they? Are you letting anxiety get the better of you? Take a deep breath, step back, and look at the situation with fresh eyes and gain a new, balanced perspective. Alright, so, if you've ever seen Supernatural, you know how messed up this card really is. But if you haven't, let me just explain to you, it's kind of like gaslighting. So a person who's taken advantage of you will gaslight you until you believe the story that they're telling you is true. And in this particular card, Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel, he comes along and he puts you into a alternate dimension, an alternate reality, like a dream, like a AI type of, like a virtual reality of his manipulative scheme to change you in this way that forces you to comply with whatever it is they want. So, in other words, be careful not to conform. Even if it's something that you've accidentally allowed yourself to become a conformist to, try not to conform to, especially people who are guilting you into doing things. Like they're trying to make you feel bad because you did something wrong, but did you really do anything wrong? Or are they just manipulating you? Alright, this type of psychological gaslighting is, you just have to draw a line in the sand and say, no, I'm sorry, I don't care if you're my mama, my brother, my uncle, cousin, lover, sister. No, it's not going to happen. And it's hard to do that, but just remember that if you help people, that are hurting themselves, you are enabling them, okay? So don't do that. Anywho, don't become jaded. Paranoia leads to being jaded, and alternate realities crop up in your mind when you allow yourself to become jaded. So, for example, if you have a family member who is on drugs, drunken, they might just be smoking a little too much, something, and then they become paranoid, and they think that you're cheating on them. And they might be drunk and jealous, and then they think all of a sudden that it's real, just because of something that you said or something that you did. And they're not going to let go of it. But, don't allow yourself to become jaded because of people like this. Okay? So, alright, that was a really deep reading. I'm already 21 minutes in. I haven't pulled any more cards. Okay. So, we're just going to go straight into the Narcissist cards instead of doing a Lover's card this time. Because that pretty much, I've experienced this jaded, dealing with people that are jaded. I have quite a few people that I truly love that have become jaded, as I call it. Sometimes it's due to addiction. Sometimes it's due to long-term instability, trust issues, abandonment, guilt, narcissism, rage. Just being beaten on when you're a child can make you so fearful, and I never really was beaten on. My mom threatened me a lot, but I know a lot of people who have been, and it does make you feel insecure until you can overcome it. Okay. Complimenting the narcissist. Alright, so sometimes you have a situation where you have a boss or a parent or a loved one who lords over their powers, lords it over you. So maybe it's, maybe you really need something, you really need help, and you go to your family member and ask for help. And instead of them just helping you, knowing that you've helped them before, it's not like you're just willy-nilly asking for help out of nowhere, but they're lorded over you. So the only thing that you can do, like especially if it's your boss or something, is, you can compliment them to, how do you smooth it out after something's gone wrong, right? It says you can compare them to famous people. Okay, I do not recommend this. This is something I got off of a video. Is like how to get on the narcissist's good side if they're your boss, even though they always harass you. It says react strongly to the need for compliments. They react strongly to the need for compliments. And so basically you're stroking their ego. You're giving them what they want, but at what cost? Alright, sometimes it's okay, especially if it's children. It's totally different if it's children. You have to give compliments, even if a child becomes, especially if a child becomes like a very, very successful, very, very fast. It can go to their head. It kind of reminds me of like Sheldon Cooper off of the Big Bang Theory. You know, if they shoot right straight to the top, then it's hard to bring them down off of that. And you know, you don't want to. You just have to. You have to humble them, but you don't want to traumatize them in the process, right? So let's pull one more because that was kind of. Imposter syndrome. A collection of inadequacies despite your success. You feel like a bad person. Even though you're not doing anything bad, you feel like a fake. Okay, and this is from an artist who had been trying to become a successful artist for a very long time, and then but he had some rough breaks in his life. I do believe he struggled with addiction, things of that nature, and it got him jaded. He got a little jaded, and you know, he started to feel like he was a bad person. He had someone in his life telling him what a piece of crap he was for many, many years until finally it stuck. I can feel the tears going down my cheek. It just breaks my heart. So you can't let parents or loved ones that talk down to you get away with that crap. They will brainwash you into hating yourself. I even know some religions that I used to be a part of that do that, okay? It's not a good feeling to hate yourself. And there's absolutely no healthy way to hate on yourself, okay? So don't allow that to happen. And this is from S. Truthless. And he's an artist who has struggled for a long time, but I really enjoy his channel. If you ever have writer's block or artist block, or you know, you just don't feel like getting up off the couch. Maybe you had a really rough week, or you had to go to a funeral, something of that nature. You can check out S. Truthless website, and he does characters and stuff. It's so enlightening. It takes the weight right off of your chest, okay? So, I hope this reading resonates with you, and if so, please be sure to like and subscribe and come back and see me next week. Hey, and I mean it, go like and subscribe and hit the bell. And that's all. Thank you. Please come again.